Hey kids, you're listening to the internet's wettest podcast about video games, consoles, and pancakes. The SML Podcast. Prepare for the SML Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is the SML Podcast. I am your host, Joe. Joining as usual, Bri and Jacob are here. How are you two doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Excited for
Where's
tonight.
Aki? What the hell?
I'm sure she'll show up eventually.
Yeah, he'll show up fashionably late. Yay. Of course.
Yay.
There's Aki.
There's Aki.
Yep, sorry about that.
How are you, Aki?
Pretty good. Extremely good. I'm amazing.
Are you?
Yes.
I'm sure we'll know more about it later.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got a fun episode lined up. Later on in the show, we're going to tackle news and reviews. But right now, we are kicking off the show with Pavel and Paulo of Galla Games. How are you two doing today?
Doing well. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
You were here to chat about your new game, Kulebra and the Souls of Limbo. For the people who don't know what this game is, give us the sales pitch. What is Kulebra and the Souls of Limbo?
Alrighty. I think I'm ready. Kulebra and the Souls of Limbo is a 3D adventure game that focuses on solving puzzles through detective work. The game takes place in the world of Limbo, a place full of souls trapped because they have unfinished business. And as Kulebra, you have to find clues of what's the situation that have them trapped there. And throughout figuring these things out, you can help them break the curse of Limbo and leave. There are time loop mechanics in which these characters, or the souls that are trapped, are cursed to repeat the same day over and over. And as Kulebra, you find the little cracks in their schedules that help them break this cycle and leave the world of Limbo. It takes a lot of inspiration from Majora's Mask, so you might be fairly familiar with it by its side quests and things like that.
It is a very, very cool game. I've been enjoying my time with it. Let's start off about the artwork. This is a beautiful game.
Really
tell us about the
beautiful.
art design in this.
Yeah, was there any significance to the papercraft artistic design?
Oh yeah, there's a mix of both technical limitations, thinking about the budget, for example, and the type of narrative that we wanted to tell. So we wanted to make a game that was focused mainly on storytelling in many ways. And at the same time, we wanted to make it something achievable for the small team that we are. So a very good approach, artistically speaking, it was to make assets that in a way would be less cost intensive to produce. So we went for the 2D characters as flat because they were far more easy to do than modeling fully 3D characters. And also 3D environments that would be fairly low poly in many ways. We covered all this through the element of a pop-up book aesthetic, which goes very well with the idea of a narrative game in the sense of telling a tale through those elements. We also were able to code things like very intense animations by making the characters with very simple sprites while focusing on the rendering of the same character so that they would pop. That is like a very technical approach to the process, but I think it lands as a very well basis.
Yeah, I like the whole aesthetic. I thought the papercraft was good, and I love the bright colors. So that was very, very fun.
Thank you.
The the character designs are very, as we like to talk about on this show, unique. And
Damn it.
and yeah, it was just like every character was like very different from from other ones, and it was just, I don't know, like the game is just a joy to look at and like to play through. So far I've only made I'm on the Western level, the one where where you have to grab the stuff off the train, but it's just, both of them are very each of the levels stands out very much distinctly from the other one, and it's just, yeah, like this is a really fun journey. Like, so how did you come up with the story? Like, was it personal, or was it just like an idea that you thought would be cool to do, or?
I usually I like to create more of how could I put this into schematically speaking? Well, I like to design the characters and at the same time tie them to certain emotions, and then things in a way grow organically at that point. That also goes hand in hand with the gameplay mechanics that we have in mind and the possibilities that we have when it comes to making puzzles. This comes into a sort of tennis game between me and Pavel, level designer, programmer, and me being story writer and character designer. We constantly pitch each other changes and ideas to come up with a final result for what involves the whole thing, since the story and the mechanics cannot be entirely divorced from each other.
So why did you choose a snake for your main character? Was there some significance to that?
Oh, I always like to answer that question. That's one of my favorite ones. In the sense that that's also another of the main mechanics of the game that design choices of the game that come from artistic limitations. Kulebra originally was an endless runner for a mobile game, and in which we wanted to make a zigzagging character that would go through obstacles. So with that came the limitation of not being able to create how do I say this, like a fluid tail of a snake as a character. So we work through our limitations by, instead of having a long fluid tail, we would chop it into pieces, and this would end up in justifying the character design as a skeletal snake. The whole world of Limbo and everything came from that limitation for the mobile game. Later on, we will rescue that character because we really liked it and pretty much fell in love with it for what is Kulebra and the Souls of Limbo nowadays. It's pretty much like a revival of the character and the lore.
So you could boil it down to Kulebra's origin being a skill issue on the programming department on my part.
All I know is rolling around as the snake is absolutely adorable. I love that. It's so cute.
Nice to hear. Yes.
So where did the idea for the game start? What are the origins of this game? Late after making the mobile version of the game, at some point we didn't really feel identified with the mobile market of the video game industry, in which it was something that, as much as we tried, it really didn't resonate with what we grew up playing. Going back to Majora's Mask being our main inspiration. So we decided...
I'm sorry, did this start, this started as a mobile game?
The first version of the game, which was even published, was a mobile game. But then we decided to rescue the IP, for the lack of a better term, into a more hefty game, which is Kulebra and the Souls of Limbo now.
Okay, I was gonna say, Because if this had been a mobile game first, I was like, "Holy heck, that's a
Actually,
heck of a mobile game."
actually, you're not so far from truth, because originally the revival of Kulebra was going to be another mobile game, but like I said, we weren't quite happy with the result, and then it shifted into a point and click game that could have a room in a mobile game. But we wanted to make the experience more visceral, so that's when we abandoned the mobile game because of the complexity of the game. I would hate to play a game like Kulebra in the mobile format just because of the buttons and things like that. It's just it's like playing Mega Man X or something around those lines in the phone. It's a recipe for disaster or frustration.
As a Mega Man fan, I can agree with that.
I'm terrible at playing anything on a phone. Like, I need the tactile sensation of buttons and like D-pad or analog stick. Like, using touch controls on a phone screen just doesn't work for me.
Yes, I exactly the same thought.
I try using the Steam. I think it's called like the cast. I think he like streams the game to the phone, but yeah, I didn't went past like 5 minutes. Just didn't work out.
So besides Majora's Mask, you've mentioned that a couple times. What other inspirations do you have? Other video games, cultural inspirations that went into this?
Oh, sure thing. Well, by far, I would say that Majora's Mask is the biggest inspiration, no doubt about that. But there are some other inspirations that play a role, including Paper Mario, especially as a visual reference. And I think that one is fairly easy to spot in that sense, since for what we wanted to achieve, there was no better visual reference than Paper Mario. And there are also other games that are a little bit harder to spot. Things like Ace Attorney or Attorney. I always oh yeah. Actually, the bosses of the game take a lot of inspiration in which
I can see that now that you mention it. Yeah,
a lot of the detective work of the game mirrors a lot of things from Ace Attorney for many reasons. And another one that you may not expect is Resident Evil when it comes to the world puzzles and some other elements. We enjoy the puzzle element of Resident Evil, and we think it's a very cathartic experience when you remove the horror part of the game. So that goes great with Kulebra and the Souls of
I definitely would not have expected Resident Evil.
Resident Kulebra.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's there's a lot of dead characters in the game too, but they're not hungry. At least
we're safe in that regard.
Yeah, there's no eating anyway. Let's see. Maybe from outside of the video game media.
Well, there's the area in chapter 3. So like the plaza.
Oh yeah, right. I always forget that. Jeez. But some of the like the whole plaza area, which is in chapter 3, you'll probably be there soon after the Western theme one. Well, that might be a spoiler, but well, maybe, who knows? Maybe it won't happen. The thing is that that area takes a lot of inspiration from the Dominican Republic, and in actually the art school where I studied, called Altos de Chabón, which was a very colonial-looking area. And a lot of the trees and things like that resemble that area in a very subtle way. It's not like anyone that studied there would be able to spot it, but the spirit of the place is there in many ways when it comes to this.
Nice.
And same thing goes for characters like Kulebra, that the head shape resembles slightly a character from the Dominican carnival called Diablo Cojuelo, or Limping Devil in English. Okay. And that's a subtle nod to that, but it's just because I really like the design of that particular character, so it shows up in a lot of the things that I do.
Nice. And you are both from the Dominican Republic, is that correct?
You are correct, yes.
All right. Excellent.
Oh, and of course, Day of the Dead. That one's pretty straightforward. We take a lot of inspiration from the Day of the Dead, and that was the basis of the whole cultural inspiration for the game. Especially when
Very
we got
cool.
here to the US, we were exposed to the Mexican culture in many ways, and I took a lot from the colorful aesthetics and very vibrant elements of it. I think it was very attractive and a good source of inspiration.
Very good. So you're a really small team. How long was this project for you all?
Technically speaking, and it may even sound crazy, but the project from the conceptualization to realization, it's around 7 years. Because I went through a lot of iterations, processes, and all this was while working full time on our particular jobs and developing this idea on the side. So it was in a way slow burning until everything was conceptualized, and then we went full force around 3 years ago. Around 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the first 3 to 4 years were actually spent on chapter 1.
Oh yeah. I mean, chapter 1 wasn't even a thing in the first 2 years, or even 3 maybe, because we were just jumping from one idea to another, including the mobile game, which was evolving very slow. Then we decided to throw that away, turn it into a point and click, which started to move things way quicker. And then we decided to make a demo, which turned into chapter 1. Originally, the demo was intended to be just a taste of the game, but we decided to integrate it into the game and make it more complex.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Was this your first project as a team? I mean, or have you worked on other things in the past?
The mobile game would be technically our first
Just
project.
technically your first project. Okay.
It would be 1 year of development or 1.5.
So tell us about the time mechanics in the game. You said Majora's Mask was a big inspiration. I know a lot of activities in the game are locked to certain times of the day. Tell us more about the time mechanic and how that plays into the puzzles.
Oh yes, I could definitely say that the puzzles are heavily tied to the time mechanics in many ways, in the sense that you have to understand the schedule of the characters that surround the world of Limbo in order to understand what they need and in which time sections and areas you can break the cycle. So most of these puzzles will roll around the time mechanics. Something to compare with Majora's Mask is that originally, as being my favorite game and everything, something that I had a little bit of I would say complaint is that you would help the characters, and at the end of the day, when you reset the loop, it's like nothing happened. So your changes really didn't affect the characters. In a way, it felt like a Ludo narrative dissonance kind of a scenario, because you would go through all this hell to help them. They would be very grateful. Then you reset the day and everything was lost and nothing to do about that one. So I wanted to push that idea a little further, in the sense that your changes do matter and do make a change in the characters. That also open up for certain mechanics like the soul marks for the characters, in which certain actions that you do with the characters really leave a mark on them that stay through the cycle. And that's another tool that helps you to break their cycle little by little. It's like save states in your quest with the characters, because those powerful emotions in a way linger with them, and that keeps their memory throughout the next day.
And I guess to add on to that, something with the time mechanic that it really helps us to get the most of the areas to visit on the game is that it gives us 3 different scenarios in each area to get the most out of them, because each time of the day, since the routine changes and whatnot, we can get more mileage out of each area that we work on. And there is the main issue with the time mechanic, that what happens if you miss out an event that you're going to have to restart. So there's a careful balance that we have to go between getting the most out of the areas, but also making sure that there's no frustrating parts or a lot of repetition, which was definitely a challenge to design around. But I think the end result is something that we're very happy with.
Yeah, I liked that you're able to skip conversations after you've gone through them, because some of them you hit every time, like when you go into the flower shop. So after you've seen it twice, you can kind of just skip through and get on with your next step, trying to find the next leg of the puzzle or whatever. So that was helpful in that balance.
Definitely. I'm really glad it helped.
Are there any kind of hard limits in the game regarding the time? Is there like a certain day limit, or can you just keep going as long as you need to?
I think there's no limit, but I'll go
No,
ahead.
there's no time limit. Like the limit is it's local to the day you're currently on. Like the worst that is gonna happen is that you're gonna have to try again, wherever you left out at. But there's no like pressure to like, oh, I have to finish this like in 3 days or 4. You can take breaks from the main story, and even like do side quests if you just wanna do something different.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous because I'm in the Western world and like I managed to like go around and like do stuff in a day, and then I went back to my room. But I know, like, because of where I'm at in the story, like, I'm gonna have to be out at night, and so, like, I'm not like. There's been some trepidation on my part because I'm just like, oh god, what if, like, what happens if I get captured? Like, will the game end? Even though, like, the game's already been like, no, everything's just gonna reset. Like, whatever. I don't know, but.
It's still a little anxiety provoking.
Yeah, there is anxiety with it, even though I know it's going to be okay. Because I mean, obviously, there's more levels, but it's just like I don't want to get caught.
Yes, that's like the. Oh, go ahead.
It's definitely fun to hear from that side, because since I keep being like, we designed the game and like we know like the whole layout and how everything works. It's definitely interesting to see like how someone like that just going like blind into the game, like how everything seems, and it's really exciting to hear.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really exciting to play too. I'm really a fan of this, and I'm looking forward to see where it goes.
Super glad to hear.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Did you mean to make the game as sad as it is? Because a large chunk of the end of chapter 1 just had me crying. So many of the games this time has made me cry. Oh my god.
I like to think of that as like one of the like one of the quotes from the game, and is that peace and happiness can take many shapes, and sometimes it can feel sad, or in a way feel like it leaves a void. But the resolution and the way you can find peace can take many shapes, even if this is this melancholic closure to it. So as for our intentions, I really didn't have any particular intention, but I just wanted to tell a very a story that would connect profoundly in many ways.
Like a heartfelt story.
Yeah.
Exactly. Something that would leave room to connection and understanding, empathy in many ways.
Are there any character stories in particular you're really proud of or connected with when you were writing?
Each character have their little charming things. There are many elements that I like of them all. I guess I'm very happy with chapter 1 in the way that it tells a very simple story of a family living a day-to-day life, which is not any epic encounter, no huge battle that the world depends on, and that type of things. And as simple as it is, it's very emotionally charged and relatable in many senses. So that's something that I'd say I'm proud of storytelling wise.
Good.
So
go ahead.
So how many chapters are in this game? Because I've only gotten into chapter 2, as someone else in here has also said. I'm just wondering exactly how many chapters are there, so I know how very, very not far into the game that I've gotten.
Aki needs to know how much more she has to cry.
No comment. If all of them are as sad as one, it's going to be a hard, long road.
Is everyone okay with me telling the amount?
I mean, it's also public.
It's public information.
We share in the Kickstarter.
Oh, well, still is good to ask. Everyone okay with me telling the amount of chapters?
Yeah.
5 chapters in total.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank God I won't have to cry too much. Okay, God.
Oh, you're going to cry a lot. We know you are.
I was going to say, it's going to be a long 5 chapters.
Probably.
The game throws in a lot of variety, so each chapter will bring their different surprises and perspectives. Ones can be more emotional than others, and so forth. So,
okay.
we try to make the experience with its ups and downs, and there's some variety on it. Oh, but hey, do let me know what you think of the whole experience. I'd like to know either way.
And I always looking forward to hear what's like each person's like favorite chapter, because they all have like their own flavor. And we got in like, oh, this person like this is my favorite chapter, but another person said like, no, my favorite chapter is this one, and the chapter the previous person said was their favorite is actually the one they disliked them. They like the least.
Oh yeah, there's always a lot of variety in opinions regarding that. Yes.
Since I've gotten into chapter 2, I've noticed one thing very specifically is you can't go back to prior chapter areas. Does that change at any point in the game, or once you're done with the chapter, you can't go back to that area?
I would love to tell you, but I think it's better if I leave for you to experience the game in that regard. That might be some sort of answer, but I just don't want to spoil it for you.
Okay.
You're going to cry, Aki. Just deal with it.
Yeah.
Buck it up, deal with it. Tell us about the Kickstarter. How did that go for you guys? And how did the physical rewards turn out? I like seeing the little Kulebra figurine. How did those turn out?
I thought you were going to say that there was a plushie, and I was like, I need it.
I'm right there with you.
And a figurine. Those are cool.
Oh, I'd like to try look into plushies. It's just sadly we haven't had the time to explore, and we honestly not sure if it's viable at this point. We can look into it, but we'll see. It's definitely something I would like to try. And regarding the Kickstarter, the Kickstarter went pretty well actually. We had we first had an original Kickstarter that didn't succeed. Due to we couldn't gather enough big public, and also that the goal was fairly high. So for a second attempt, we received a publisher deal which severely cut the amount of money that we needed, and we decided to go with a Kickstarter that would be a little bit more with a lower goal. And then that went pretty well. We also, through the first Kickstarter, although it failed, we got to know a lot of very kind people that really supported the project, and thanks to them, the second one was successful, and they have been a huge amount of support. Great people, and yeah, super glad to have them there. I guess that's the little short piece. Anything you would like to add about that?
Oh, and I guess like about the figures, that was a figure that you designed yourself, like to be.
Oh yes, right. The figures also, they went pretty well. The rewards were all shipped. People loved them. It was actually shipped way before the game, since those were made already. People had the figures around 2 years prior to the game being released, along with stickers and badges. And so a funny detail about the figures is that those are basically handmade. They are made by me, design wise, and all that, and I assemble them along with Pavel's help here, and we pretty much assemble those figures
Oh wow.
by hand. Oh yeah, those are very sort of a hybrid of passion project and product design kind of thing.
Yeah.
Those are really cool looking. I wish I knew about the Kickstarter because I would have gotten in on that.
Same.
Yeah, maybe we can do another campaign in the future or something. Hopefully, we'll be able to let you know.
Or plushies. You mentioned it. Now it's got to happen.
Oh, yes.
Kulebra plushies.
I have a crow plushie in mind.
Oh,
Hope I can make it happen.
that would be fantastic.
I am so down for a Kulebra plushie. I love snakes.
Really? Oh, that's good to hear. We'll be
Snakes
just
are the
good guests
cutest.
with a smile.
I mean, I have no problem with that.
Originally, I was thinking of that, and I could only think of a very flexible plushie, but I really wasn't feeling it. So I think the best way to make a plushie of Kulebra, the character, so it would be just that giant S-shaped one that you pretty much use it even as a hook.
Yeah.
I mean, it works.
I loved watching the characters hug him in the game and how that worked out. He's like enveloping them in a very cool way.
My favorite aspect of the character is just he's always looking at the front.
Oh, yeah, super oblivious to everything happening in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
That empty vessel effect.
He's happy to be there.
So how does it feel to be a part of Game Pass and to be a day one launch?
Oh, yeah.
No, definitely that was a big surprise. I was thanks to our publisher, Fellow Traveler. They helped us with that, and honestly, it's not something that ever crossed my mind that it will be it's something that even was on the table or we will ever have the opportunity.
Mm.
So it's really surreal in a sense. It's still a little how will I say it? Hard to believe that it's there. In some ways, it's not true.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, it's definitely one of the bigger surprises there, and it's something we're very excited to be a part of.
Mm. In a way, it sort of helps with that imposter syndrome because of how, in many ways, how official it feels when. But in many ways, it kind of feels, in that sense, very pro, I guess. Feels.
I'm excited to see it on Game Pass. I hope it does really well for you guys.
Yeah, I think that it's a really cool space for indies to find an audience that they wouldn't otherwise get. So I really hope it brings you good success.
Thank you.
So, do you have future games cooking right now, or you just taking a break to bask in the glory of this release, or what's next?
We do have projects in the in a planned, not currently being developed, because right now we are full force on Kulebra as a whole, from the shipping to DLC that we have promised, and it's going to be free too. Free DLC, and
nice.
Once that's done, we can move into other projects. But that's our main goal right now.
Awesome.
What kind of DLC are you guys planning?
Let's see. Well, basically more content, more side quests for the game, and some other things of that style for it. Closing
Very
some
cool.
chapters and things like that. Yes.
More content is always good, so I'm looking forward to that.
Same.
When you guys aren't working on Kulebra, what are you playing yourselves?
Well, I have. I pretty much become. I on my side. I pretty much become just a Resident Evil player. I only play one Resident Evil game once a year whenever it comes out, or two at this point, because it's taking 2 years for the next one to release. And then I go back to just Gundam hobby. I collect figurines for Gundam. I display here.
Oh,
Aki.
You said the word you shouldn't have said. I get Gunpla models constantly. Oh,
Sadly,
you are now a good friend.
Sadly, I cannot quite jump into the models because of the time that I have, but I focus mainly on figurines. But I really like the models and the designs of them. It's like I really wish I could hop into some Verka and other designs.
You should try some of the HG kits. You can do those in just upwards of just a couple hours. So you can do that over like a weekend or something. Something nice and small and quick that you can do.
Oh yes, I'm even considering. I've considered the Real Grade, the 2.0. That's one that it's looking very attractive, and they just announced one huge Perfect Grade new Gundam that I'm feeling very tempted to consider that one. Although I'm scared about building, but I am very tempted. I won't lie about that.
For builds, usually the Real Grade is going to be the hardest one. Just because they're the same size as HG kits, but they're significantly more parts, so everything's super small. But Perfect Grade kits, they're very easy. They just take a lot longer because you have a ton of parts, but they're also huge. So they're not hard. They're just time-consuming, extremely time-consuming.
I'd be afraid of that, but I'll consider it definitely.
Yeah, I would definitely go for some HG kits because they're going to be quick and easy. You can just pop those out, and almost everything has an HG kit at this point.
Yeah, that I know. That's for sure. That new Pablo, go ahead.
Well, I guess to add into the model kit building, I do have a Metal Gear Rex that I built like several years ago, but the Kotobukiya one. But I still need to paint it, and yeah, I'm dreading the day I actually had the time and I have no excuses but to do it.
Every time I see one of those, I debate on ordering it because the Metal Gears look so cool.
Yes, that is.
But there's so much gunplay. I still need the.
You don't know how happy Aki is to talk about Gunpla right now.
You truly don't. It's like my favorite thing.
Nice. It's those are pretty awesome designs. I really like them.
Yeah, I've built like 6 of them in the past like 3 or 4 days. So that is my level of love for these.
Are you building one right now?
Not currently. I do not have the tools in my hand, but there is one open that I am working on. Well, there's technically 3 of them next to me that I'm working on, but not at the exact moment.
Which one is
That's so nice of you.
No, it's mostly that I just haven't turned over to the side and started working on it, but...
This show is Aki's lowest priority during the show.
You have no idea.
No, actually, we regularly do when we hear you clicking away at a video game, eating tacos, like.
Substance always comes first. Deal with it.
Maybe muting your fucking mic should come first.
But then you wouldn't know that I'm eating instead of paying attention.
So Kulebra, it's coming out tomorrow, yes?
You're right.
How does it feel?
Actually, I've been thinking about that because I still haven't getting like that feeling of things like hitting me. But I guess eventually it'll hit me that the game released and everything. It's just I feel a little numb about the whole thing. I'm just doing my work and posting things here and there and everything. But yeah, let's see. Eventually it'll hit. I know. I know I'll realize that.
It's a delayed reaction.
Yeah, I'll probably enter in shock or trauma at some point next week.
Well, it's very cool to see it here. I know we've been chatting for a while. Is there anything you guys wanted to talk about that we didn't bring up?
Let's see. Well, I guess we can talk about a bit the core message of the game. I think that's that's an important element of the game that people should be aware of. I would say that the core message of the game is to inspire a sense of understanding the power of empathy and the power that doing good actions can have on people and those around you. The game, in a way, wants to bring positivity to the world in many ways, and I hope the game achieves to bring something introspectively speaking, positive to the players around the world. And I pretty much take that from the inspiration of the games that I grew up with, in which in many ways they inspired me and us actually into striving for doing the good thing and doing what's right, despite of the costs that may come with it. That is the core message of the game. I know it wasn't a spaghetti kind of sentence there, but I tried.
Good message.
Thank you. I guess it just was a little. I missed there in the compression of the message. A little corrupt, but it got through.
Yeah. So, what are some of those childhood games that you grew up on that you love so much?
Majora's Mask is my favorite one by far. That's my poster game.
I feel sad I've never played that one.
I don't blame you. Although Zelda is a very popular franchise, that one is fairly obscure for the popularity of the Zelda franchise, especially because of how obtuse it was at the time it released and the reception that it had. It opened up for it falling under the radar for a lot of people.
Yeah, on my end, I was born 6 years later, so I ended up in the next Zelda, the Wind Waker. That was one. It's generational. Which one did you take?
It's funny because first time I played the game, I tried it and I couldn't understand it for the life of me. Well, I didn't even understand English back then, but I just couldn't get the game and I dropped it for like 6 months. Then I took it again. I understood the start of the game, and from there it just clicked pretty well. Nice. But it is a very easy to miss game because of that obtuse intro and other elements.
The first game I played, it was Star Wars for the Racer for the Nintendo 64.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
Episode 1
I
Racer.
put so many hours into that game.
I remember playing a lot that game, but it's just like a blur. So I didn't remember anything specific. But I actually got it for the Nintendo Switch because it released like a couple years ago. I think. I think I'm playing the same just as bad as when I was 4. So I was crashing all over the place, and I was wondering, how did I play this when I was a kid?
I blistered my thumb on that controller playing that game.
I still remember it very well. I'm surprised of how well I still remember the game after these many years. I mean, it's been like 20 years since I played it, maybe more, 25 could even be.
Mm-hmm.
Was I that young? Well, it's been a very good while, yes. What I was going to say, and I even still remember some of the things that the players said, but as gibberish because I didn't speak the language back then. So to me, it's just some weird noises that I don't understand, like alien language.
Same as in Kulebra when the characters speak, it's just gibberish.
Oh yeah, I just hear gibberish. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry if maybe there's a background noise that might be. I'm not sure if it's going through that little like crackling sound. We have a parrot here at Tiara at the start of the show in many ways, and she makes that sound when she's comfortable. So,
okay.
Can you hear it?
Not right now.
Okay.
I think it's filtering the.
Okay, good to know. I was just wondering if that would be sounding on the background, but good to know.
All right. Well, Aki, any other questions from you on this one?
I'm really bad at this, so no.
Jacob, what about you?
Did we ask what they're playing right now? And we always ask that. Oh, okay. I remember, because I remember the discussion about Resident Evil game, playing the Resident Evil games.
Yeah, and led to Gunpla
specifically. Right.
Yeah.
As everything should.
I guess I actually never. Now that I think about it, I actually never went too much in depth in what I'm playing. I'm like constantly jumping from one game to another. One time I'm playing platformers, and then another time I'm playing what would I say? Well, I sometimes even jump to Resident Evil. The last one I was playing recently that I wanted to jump into is Rain World. That they had released like a DLC not too long ago, but since I was like in the middle of the development of the game, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to wait. So I've been looking forward to actually.
I've heard good things about that game.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really frustrating at first when you get to get the hang of it, but after a while, like it starts clicking, and it's a game I really enjoy.
I really like the visuals too.
Yeah.
Hey, Bri, any final questions on your end?
Do you have any other games that are coming out soon that you're really excited for once you have time to play again?
I'm just waiting for Resident Evil to announce their next game. I should have happened right now, but still not. Some of the Nintendo games, the news that they have announced, look very interesting. That new Donkey Kong game looks interesting.
Yeah.
I don't see like myself playing it right now, but I have to say it's a very. I really like what they did with the character, visually speaking, and the mechanics look very impressive.
Very cool.
Since you like model kits and Gunpla and Gundam, if you have a decent PC for gaming, you should get the newer Gundam Breaker game. I think it's Gundam Breaker 4 on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
You make model kits in a video game and you fight with them, and it's awesome.
I'll promise to take a look on that one. One that I was in the other day that really caught my attention is the SD Gundam. Especially,
it is great.
Those are very cool and flashy. They do a very good job with those. I was surprised, and sometimes I wonder why do they leave such cool animations just to the SD models? I mean, those look pretty crazy cool, and I don't see that in other Gundam media, usually for video games. But yeah, I mean, regardless of that, it's impressively cool, the animations in that game.
If you don't have ST Gundam Battle Alliance, I can totally suggest that too. I loved that game so much that I harassed the publisher of that game until they fixed it on the Xbox, which took a couple of years of like every month just harassing them. So yeah.
Aki's persistent.
Only when it comes to Gunpla, really.
All right. Well, Pavel, Paulo, I want to thank you two so much for joining us. Before you head out, tell us, where can people keep up to date with you and what you're doing?
They can follow us on Twitter, join our Discord, and we also make monthly publications on our Kickstarter about the game and our progress. Regardless of the game being released, we are still going to continue with those. Those are also published on Twitter or X, as some people may call it. Also Blue Sky too. And yeah, those are the main places to find information about us.
All right, very awesome. Kulebra and the Souls of Limbo is out. When the episode is airing, you'll be able to buy it now. What is the cost on it, and where can people get it?
The original price is $20, but we have a release offer of
I think it's $17.99.
$17.99. I believe it may depend on the platform slightly. I think it's all of them is $17.99, including Steam. But just to be sure, it's 20 or a bit under.
Very good. Everyone, go check it out. Pick it up. We are going to take a quick break. We will be back with more show. We got news and reviews to take care of. Paulo and Paulo, thank you again so much for coming on, hanging out with us, and chatting about Kulebra with us. Do you have any final words to end the interview?
Oh, no, it's been great. Thank you so much for having us, and yeah, best of luck with everything. projects. No, right?
Yeah, it was really fun. Thank you for having us as well.
Thanks for coming and joining us.
And thank you for talking Gunpla with me.
Yeah, I was about to say, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, it was pretty fun. It's always good to see a new Gunpla fan discovering. Yeah, it's always nice.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. Another huge thanks to the Galla Games team for coming on and chatting about Kulebra with us. We got a lot more show to take care of. News, reviews, and Ryan Niemiller's back. Ryan, how are you doing, buddy?
Oh, delightful. How is everybody?
Great.
It's
Aroused.
Well, you're trying to get me to break my pledge already. I see how it is.
What pledge
Well, we
would
know
that
you're
be?
going to anyway, so might as well.
I'm holding tight.
your pledge.
I love it when you hold tight.
I am a father. All right, how dare you?
I mean, so is he.
My sweet boy is across the hall right now, playing with his Princess Peach toy that I got him for his birthday yesterday. And this is how you're gonna act.
I mean, it's Jacob. Do you expect anything more out of him?
A little decorum is all I need here.
Out of Jacob?
This is what you guys have a long-standing reputation for being about integrity, respect, and decorum.
When was that bullshit decided?
Yeah, I don't think that's true at all. No one's ever said that about us.
Oh,
Maybe
sorry.
about me.
Is this not Meet the Press? I'm sorry. That's tomorrow.
No,
That's
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys are fucks. All right, we're good. All right, let's do it.
That is accurate. That's
There
very
we go.
accurate.
I'm happy to be back. It's been a bit.
It has. What have you been up to?
Man, just dad stuff, and I was in Asia for like 3 weeks, and I don't know, just being glad that I bought an Xbox Series X 5 years ago, because apparently that made it a good investment.
Hey, something has to make it a good investment. Might as well be that.
I know. I'm sure you guys already talked about this at some point, but I managed to get a Switch 2 pre-order, and originally my plan was just to get it so I had options. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it. Now it feels like it would be a dumb investment to get rid of it now if I want one eventually, because it's not going to get cheaper.
Nope.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, everything sucks.
Wait, so did you get one pre-order or two?
I just got one, because
Okay.
I'm not a monster.
Joe.
What? I'm not a monster. What?
You're only not a monster if you're going to sell that at cost to somebody that you know who couldn't get one.
No,
If
I'm
you're
not
trying
selling
to
it.
profit, how dare you?
I'm not selling it. Fuck that.
How dare you encroach on Ryan's territory?
I want to play Mario Kart.
Yes, I'm the man who has. I'm going to have 16 Switch 2s at one point.
How many
Wouldn't be
Switches
the
are you
first
up
time.
to?
I'm actually down to a certain amount. I've been managing to sell some off because I have too much shit. Everybody, way too much stuff. I know this
Visit the
isn't
toilet more often.
That is true. I really should, but unfortunately it's filled with GI Joe classifieds that I don't have room for. They had to be stored somewhere. I have too much stuff. I'm trying to finally get my game room to be like livable, where people would want to come in here and play games. instead of it just being stacks of nonsense. So I'm actually down to I'll have to do a count here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm down to 9 switches.
Jesus.
At one point it was like 14. It was like 13 or 14. So I've been knocking it down a little bit.
Which special ones do you have?
So I'll just tell you all the ones I still have right now. I've mostly sold Switch Lights, which surprised me because I figure nobody wants those, but I've been managing to get rid of those. So I have a Day 1 gray Switch. I have the Animal Crossing Switch. I have the blue and red Mario Edition Switch. I have the Monster Hunter Rise one. This one's technically my wife's, but I have a gray Switch Lite. That was hers during the great Animal Crossing wars of 2020. I have a turquoise Switch Lite, and then I have the 2 Pokemon Switch Lights.
Nice.
See,
so
you kind of fucked up a little bit.
How's that?
You sold them all because you need room so people enter your gaming area. What you needed to do was build shelving and then organize it, and people would have entered. It doesn't matter how cramped it is. If you got shit to show off, you put it on shelves and you show it off.
Here's the fact. Theoretically, I'm with you. That is what the intention of everything was. But my game room is pretty well packed as is right now. And I have about 13 Costco totes filled with shit in the backyard. Or in the garage.
And he's also
put it in the toilet
called
and
a kid.
Good night, buddy. Sorry, my son came in to say good night. Bye.
How dare he?
I know he's very good. Very rude of him, quite frankly. And what it broke my heart even more because so his birthday was yesterday. I got him. He's really into Princess Peach right now. He's like sort of getting into Mario, but he loves Princess Peach. So I got him a Princess Peach toy that I gave him. He was playing with it for a little bit. Instead, he just came in carrying a box of cupcake mix because that's more exciting for him right now to play with.
I mean, it is delicious food. I cannot blame the child.
Yeah, but it's mixed, Aki. It's not the actual cupcakes yet.
Yeah, it's the literal box that we're gonna make for his our family kind of get together party this weekend.
Maybe he understands that and he just wants it made now.
Yeah, that is very true. He does love him some cupcakes.
Everyone loves themselves some cupcakes.
Cupcakes are amazing.
That is. I'm very excited. I mean, I know it's a little too soon to tell because kids can change on a dime. But he's shown a lot of interest in Mario and the Mario characters recently. So I mean,
from what you've said, he hasn't shown any interest in Mario. He's shown interest in Princess Peach.
Yeah, well,
and I think everyone has interest in Princess Peach. And I don't think very many of us have interest in her because of Super Mario.
Am I right? Yeah, like he's too he hasn't really declared his favorite color yet, but we're pretty sure it's either going to be pink or purple. He's like drawn to those colors, so nice. I think he really enjoys Peach, and he loves saying Mario.
I mean, purple is the most royal of colors, so I approve.
True. I'm just excited that he might like my rule when I had the kid. He doesn't have to be a complete clone of me. He doesn't have to like everything the same way I like it. I need just one thing. And if I can get video games out of him, that's great.
Fair.
He can like whatever he wants past that. But then again, maybe it might be a bad idea for him to like video games because who can afford them?
Very true.
I don't know. That's why I'm on the show and get free games.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, at this point, you might want to look into becoming a brand ambassador for Outright Games. Then you can just get free games for your kid.
I really should, man. It might be the only way. I'll put together a blog real fast. It'd be easy peasy.
See, Joe, there we go. Now I just trapped Ryan into having to review games for the podcast. Yes, come join us.
If it's not a solitaire game, I don't want it.
No longer Kids Corner with Jacob and friends. It's Kids Corner with Ryan and friends.
That would go so horrifically.
I would just rate them based on how how big of a tantrum my son threw when I tried to play the game.
Oh, I mean, we used to talk about that back when the kids would play the games and stuff like that. Like, holy God, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, like, they drove me absolutely up the wall because they're like, there's nothing to do. And then it's just like, yeah, well, play the damn missions, kid. All you're doing is just running around being dicks shooting everything.
I mean, isn't that what the whole point is to run around and shoot everything? That's how I've always played all the Lego games.
Yeah, but it's an open world game. And like, my kids...
So you just have more to shoot.
Well, it's just, that's the thing that blows my mind. My kids hate non-Minecraft open world games. Like,
there's something very wrong with them.
Yeah, fucking telling me, man.
They're my kids. I get it.
That's probably why they're so messed up. Exactly.
Oh, so Ryan, what are you playing these days?
What am I playing? I did tell you the other day.
Today.
I am actually playing a solitaire game. But it's older. I needed something like that to go. It's what the hell is the name of it? They all have such generic names. Is the problem?
Is it like Dreamland Solitaire?
Yeah, Dreamland Solitaire. That's what it is. It's not terrible. That's not the most like exciting name of all time. But it's pretty good. It's fine. But the main thing I'm putting my time into right now, I got very hooked into it probably 3 or 4 months ago, is Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Oh,
shit. Go, Jacob. Yeah. Now you have someone to play with.
Yes. I have been crushing that. I'm trying to 100% this son of a bitch.
Oh my God. I might actually finally dip my toes into multiplayer if it means it.
Yeah. You don't get to shove things up each other's asses.
I know. We get seashells, Stitch.
I told you he'd start talking about shoving things up his ass.
Well, I mean, you're
the one who brought it up, Aki.
Yeah, that's
doesn't matter. He still went with it, and that's what I've been going for this whole time.
You prompted me, and it's not my fault. If Remy crawls up there, he crawls up there. That's not me. All right, he has free will.
So, how's your time with Disney Dreamlight?
I actually I'm enjoying it. Actually, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's sort of designed for kids to be able to do it. But we're a Disney household over here. I'm not too proud to admit it. We enjoy it. We actually went to Disneyland yesterday for Owen's birthday. So
very nice.
Yeah, so it's nice. He enjoys when I play it. There's not a lot of games he has the patience for before he starts screaming for Elmo. But he does like getting to see Donald Duck and Goofy and Mickey pop up, and it's not hard. It's a little repetitive with the type of missions that you do, but it's not a bad little story for what it is. I enjoy it. It's a good chill game.
Yeah, it's a great chill game. I mean, that's why I'm still playing it all these years later.
So yeah, I got a bit of a late start, but I'm digging it. Yeah, gotta check in every day and do my daily discussions and give my gifts to my friends.
So nobody. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, in Disney Dreamlight Valley, I'm very popular. I'm the leader.
Uh-huh.
I've been building up the city.
Uh-huh.
Are there any games you're looking forward to? Have you seen that Fantasy Life I game?
I haven't seen anything new on it for a while. It looked pretty interesting because it was on Nintendo Direct a couple years ago when they first announced it. Yeah, it looks cool. I don't. I got to do one of those type of games at a time. If it's another kind of grindy, being in a world trying to build Donald Duck's house type game, I don't know if I can do another one of those right now. but it looked pretty cool.
I'm looking forward to that one. I love the fact that it was a Nintendo exclusive, and then Level 5 is like, nah, we're going to break our deal so we could go multi-platform. And they're releasing it on everything. I love it.
Which, like, I'll be honest, I think that's sort of what you have to do to survive. Like outside of the big major ones, like, Mario Kart doesn't need to go multi-plat to be all right. But, I mean, it's been discussed probably at length at this point, but Square not hitting any of their sales targets because they were only being PS5 exclusive. Like, there's certain games that just need to be everywhere.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for
All
them
of
to
them.
announce Final Fantasy 7 and 16 for Xbox. 7's going to the Switch too, but still nothing for Xbox.
Once they announce those, they'll be in my good graces again.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised because I mean they did all the announcement of the when 14 and then the remaster collection, the 1 through 6. I assumed it was going to be sometime around then when they were announcing all that.
I think if we get to the June, I think if we get to the June showcase for Xbox and we don't hear anything, it's just not happening.
That is exactly what I believe is going to happen. Nothing. And it makes me very upset.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Just want to give them my money, and they will not take it. And I do not understand. They're complaining about not having enough money. I want to give them money. What's wrong with these people?
You can give me some money.
I want to give money for something in return, and there is absolutely nothing you have that I want.
You know what?
Other
That
than
is
money.
fair.
Well, you have not seen him naked, so
Thank fuck for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Normally I'd be offended by that, but you're right.
You could buy Ryan's stand-up special on Amazon.
That is
Ooh.
true.
Well, that is fair.
that's right. So, how much money do you have to throw around, Aki?
This month, nothing, because I had to fucking fix my IC unit.
Well, so you have
Shit was
just enough money to buy Final Fantasy VII on
Yeah.
Xbox if it got announced. So you have at least probably be by the time it actually gets announced, video games will be $160, $170 a piece by then.
Probably.
I had to guess. So that's not a bad little chunk of change you just got sitting in your pocket right now.
Yeah, zero money for future things. Yeah, I agree. Great amount of money. Standard amount of money for me, actually, but
I just
buy
linked
too
to your
much info.
special in chat.
Well, thank you. And
I bought it. I support your ass.
yeah, thank you. You another way you can support, by the way, because at this point it's 2 years old and times are tough on these streets. You can watch it for free on Tubi as well for anyone that might want to.
Oh, nice.
I
That
get
is something I can afford.
I just say I get pennies regardless because of the ads. Like that's the problem with Tubi; you have to watch the ads. But spend money if you have it. Watch it for free if you don't.
At the same time,
it's all
though,
the same to me.
At the same time, watching on Tubi's, those ads give us a nice, break from having to stare at you. So
That is true. So that you can hope that you can finish edging and the boner goes down a little bit.
I mean, they're
Almost
looking
there.
at you. They're not going to have any
there.
problem.
I'm almost there. Commercial break.
thank God it. Thank God it's a DraftKings ad.
There we go.
Will you orgasm before the end of this commercial? Go to DraftKings now and bet at $23.
We'll match you.
Use the SML code Gaping Beehole for an extra $5 in credit.
I still love that our merch page accepts gaping butthole as a coupon code.
That's amazing.
What do you get? What do you get off for that? What's the? I mean, I know what you get off for that, but what do you get off?
You know what you get off for it.
Am I right?
You can save 13% with the coupon code gaping butthole.
My man, I like it.
All one word or 2 words?
Just one word.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you buy a W energy drink, you have our coupon code Gaping Beehole, which also
It's
saves
more likely that you'll buy an SML shirt than Dubby Energy.
I don't
even know what kind of energy drink that is.
Exactly.
It's some sort of powdered stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. They sent Joe a bunch of stuff once.
Did you like it, Joe? Was
They
it any
didn't
good?
send me stuff. I had to order it.
Oh, I thought they did send.
There was a coupon, so I saved money, but
Interesting.
yeah, it wasn't a free package of stuff.
So we don't talk about.
Yeah, fuck them.
What about video games? You guys ever heard of these?
Never heard of them.
No.
What are they about?
I don't care for them.
Speaking of
Even
video
as a bit, that
games,
hurts.
we got some news we could tackle.
Okay, what's the news?
Let's do
Give me
it.
the
Dive into
news.
that stuff. We got PlayStation Plus game catalog update for May 20th was announced. Good batch of games joining with Sandland, Soul Hackers 2, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted Full-Time Edition, Battlefield 5, Stalker Legends of the Zone Trilogy, Brand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Humankind, Gloomhaven Mercenaries Edition, Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life.
Jesus.
That's a pretty good lineup.
A lot of shit. Yeah. God damn.
Now let's talk about the premium lineup.
Ooh.
It fucking
Okay.
sucks. Battle Engine
No.
Ikea for PS2, and that's it.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
And
Exactly.
how much more is the premium for the right
Too
to have
much.
that?
Too much.
Hey,
I
yeah,
upgraded
know,
at Black Friday, and it was the dumbest thing I ever did.
To be fair, since no one knows what that game is, it's almost assured no one's played it, so it is something completely new for them to try. That's the one benefit I have for this, whatever the fuck this game is.
Battle Engine Ikea is a 2003 video game for the PS2 and Xbox, developed by Lost Toys, published by Infogrames Europe. Remember Infogrames?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I do.
I do.
European publisher. Oh.
Yeah,
I don't remember any name of any of that shit.
Yeah, I can't tell you any game specifically that they made outside of this one you just mentioned, obviously. But I do remember seeing that damn logo. I want to say in a lot of Super Nintendo games that I rented as a kid.
Game Boy, I remember them from Game Boy Color stuff. They had a game called Supreme Snowboarding that I used to play a lot. It wasn't very good, but it was very chill.
Let's see what they got. Let's see if I
Ooh,
can
they
find
did
some
the Smurfs for Game Boy.
Ooh.
Meh.
Yeah.
Alone in the Dark, all the Asterix games, which are big in Europe. Ikaruga.
Mega Man
Excellent.
8 for the PlayStation.
Okay. Putt Putt Goes to the Moon. All right.
Yeah, that's a
Looney
pretty
Tunes
bad
game.
month for PS Plus Premium.
Yeah, that's very, very underwhelming, especially considering the standard edition or whatever it was.
Yeah. Microsoft is doing another round of layoffs, cutting 3% of their workforce, totaling about 7,000 people.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this sucks.
Yay, layoffs.
It's bound to happen, but man.
Yeah. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is now fully realized, according to the devs, meaning it will no longer get updates or content. The game will not be delisted and will stay online.
Okay.
But
Okay,
no more
so
content.
it's gotten to the end of its life. Nice.
Marvel 1943 Rise of the Hydra has been delayed to 2026.
Oh, game looked good.
Yeah.
I won't play it
More
now.
time.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Rust is shutting down on Xbox One and PS4 later this year. The game will be delisted from stores May 29th, and the servers will close October 30th. Owners of the game will get a free current-gen upgrade later this summer when the new versions launch.
Okay, that's pretty cool that they're giving the free version to everybody so they can continue playing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's extremely nice, actually.
Yep. And then last bit of news I have is that Jade Raymond has left Haven Studios, the PlayStation studio that she founded. Haven's first game is an online shooter called Fair Games, scheduled for release next spring.
She's leaving before they've even made their first game come
Yep.
out? That doesn't sound good. Oh no.
Live
Either that or
service
she's
game,
one of those-
so yay.
Yeah, or she's just
no
one of those
wonder.
She's just brilliant. Like the people who I don't always see this in video games, but like the people whose job is basically to create tech startups and then sell them before anything has to happen. Maybe that's what she's doing. She's just She's just creating and selling and moving on, and then creating and selling, and that'll be her business. Just make studios.
You know what? Fair. Might as well. Especially if they're all going to be live service gunk. Yeah.
Aki, what kind of news do you have this week?
Would you like to guess?
Nothing.
Is it nothing?
Basically, I know that Onimusha 2 is coming out this month, but I've already done that news, and I will continue to do that news until it's in my hands. But that's it.
Nice. Bri, what kind of news do you have?
The Stalker Legends of the Zone trilogy is receiving a free enhanced edition upgrade for Series X and S, as well as PlayStation 5 and PC on May 20th.
Ooh.
As the version hitting PS Plus, by the way.
Yes. Speaking of PlayStation, PS5 users will now be able to use Apple Pay as part of the digital wallets previously available like Venmo and PayPal. I guess you could use it from the website before, but it'll now be integrated into the PS5 console store.
Interesting.
Meh.
There's free DLC for Sea of Stars called Throes of the Watchmaker, which will be available May 20th.
Yay!
Ooh. That's cool.
I still need to keep playing that game so that I can find my my name in the crypt.
Oh, you're in the
found that
crypt?
yet. I should be in the crypt. Yeah, I was a Kickstarter backer of that game.
Nice.
And apparently I'm in the crypt, but I gotta find the crypt. I did not get far enough in the game to do that. I might actually be in my actual crypt before I get to that crypt.
What other stuff have you kickstarted that like you're in the credits for?
Maybe just that? I've gotten taken on a few Kickstarters where nothing actually happened. But let me actually log into my Kickstarter real fast and see. I've not backed a ton on there just because I have been burnt a couple times, so now it makes me not want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends to play it, but I did Kickstart. I just think that looks cool. The Shovel Knight tabletop game, Dungeon Duels. Like the game and all the figurines are pretty dope. That's about it. Yeah.
I kickstarted a game called Spilled that came out in March of this year. I'm really excited because if you go to the Steam page and look at the screenshots, one of them has a picture of an alligator with the name Peaches. And that's named after our departed Calico Peaches.
Yeah.
She made the Steam page.
Yay!
I'm so happy about that. Like that picture was in all the press releases I got about the game. Like I kept seeing Peaches in everything, and it made me so happy.
That's awesome.
We love Peaches.
Mm-hmm.
And then Piddles, our cat Piddles, made it into Hidden Cats in Tokyo, wasn't it?
Yes, I was about to look at, yes, it's Hidden Cats in Tokyo. I was going to look at my main screen because I have it installed still and I've never had time to go back and finish it. Find your cat, man. I'm sorry.
I hope she's in there.
Yeah. I don't know if that's one of the Hidden Cats games that I have. I gotta, there's a lot, turns out.
There are a lot.
Yes, there are.
There's a lot of cats to be found.
Games.
I love them.
Bri, what other news you got?
Ubisoft confirmed that they're going to be making a remake of Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, and it'll come out in early next year.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's the one they've been. Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's the one that has been in a little bit of limbo for a while.
Yep. If you are the proud owner of the Sinking City on Xbox Series consoles, congratulations! You are now also the owner of the remaster for free from Frogwares.
Ooh.
Very nice. I think that's on a PS5 as well. Yes.
I'm not sure.
We'll say yes.
It probably is, realistically speaking, because I'm pretty sure they went multi-plat to everything.
And some TV news. I don't know that we need to do movie watch, but TV news. Fallout Season 2 has wrapped production, and they've already been renewed for Season 3 on Prime Video.
Nice.
I've only heard positive things about that TV show.
And I think it'll be airing in December of this year.
Yeah,
Very
it's
nice.
either November or December.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's all the news I have.
I got some late breaking news as of an hour ago. Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack N64 is getting Killer Instinct Gold tomorrow.
Ooh. Nice.
Full beans.
Yeah. If you got the online,
that stuff.
got the online, play some Killer Instinct. Jacob, what news do you have?
I don't have anything.
What?
Literally
Yeah.
nothing.
Literally nothing.
You make me sick.
Yay,
I
I was
agree.
ever so barely slightly more useful than Jacob, because I did mention that Onimusha 2 was coming out this month, so that is kind of sort of news. It's a repeat of news, but still, it's news. I had something. I win.
Oh, we didn't talk about the people who
No.
make Giant Bomb. They bought the gaming site back from Fandom.
Good.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing something about that. There was like an argument over how things were going. And yeah.
I'm amazed the websites actually stayed functioning. I'm really surprised they didn't just delete it after they bought it, to be quite frank.
And the devs for Overwatch have unionized. So that's
Good.
awesome.
Nice. Thimber mentioning that Gears of War movie signed on David Leitch as the director. He did Deadpool 2, some others.
Nice.
Just some Cubines, man. Some Cubines.
Checking our Discord, Virtua Fighter 5 Revo is going to be hitting Switch 2 and Xbox Series. That is good.
Someone mentioned to me earlier today that the director of Tekken 8 is interested in putting in a Waffle House level.
He's talked about that for months, and Waffle House.
He's talked about that for years.
Yeah, that was brought up to me today. I didn't know how new that was. But
Yeah,
that was
people
interesting.
kept asking him, and he had to have people explain it because he didn't understand. And once they did, he was excited for it. He's fantastic.
That is one of the best restaurants to fight in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they say.
That where you
I've
getting in
yet
all
to see-
your fights, Ryan?
All of my various scraps. I leave my opponents smothered and covered in their own blood.
Hmm.
I actually don't even like Waffle House. I'm a bad hillbilly.
I'm not a big fan of Waffle House either, but I follow their disaster indicator. So
Oh yes.
The what?
So you can determine how much of a disaster there is in an area as to by whether or not a Waffle House closes.
Waffle House doesn't close for anything.
Yeah. Waffle House will power through a Category 4 hurricane.
Yeah.
Jesus. No wonder their employees do not mind throwing hands. Okay.
It's like a more tangible version of it. It's like the same thing that shit's really bad if Disney ever closes anything because they're designed exclusively just to make money at all costs. So if Disney closes, we are fucked.
Fair.
But you know what
let's see.
closed? Disney Dreamlight Valley, because I'm keeping it open forever.
Forever. Thimber wanted to mention that Xbox is apparently working on backward compatibility again. They're hiring people for that program. The problem is, from what I'm seeing, that goal is to just future-proof current games and not bring any more older games back. So what's the point?
Yeah, I don't even understand why they need people for that, because they said they were going to use the same architecture, which means it should always run, which means they're changing the architecture, which is something they said they weren't going to do.
Yeah.
They can't be trusted.
It'd be nice if they actually brought back the backward compatibility program.
It would be cool.
There are so many games I would love to play on current gen.
Yeah.
For me, it's just the convenience of just not having to have so many damn boxes hooked up.
Damn Skippy.
Like that, like that's the thing. Like I understand from just like a more pragmatic view. Most people aren't going back and playing a ton of 360 games. It's just the facts of it, you know?
Yeah.
But it just make them work on the one box. That's all I need. That's fine. I don't want to have to keep 3 things hooked up and 4 different PlayStations, and luckily Switch 2 will do Switch, so that eliminates one thing, but I don't know. I'm becoming that old man now. Too much space is being taken up. Burn it all.
That's a big reason I kind of just switched to digital for most games. I have too much shit. I don't need it.
Yeah. I mean, this is the next generation. Like Switch 2, I'm gonna be almost exclusively digital. Like I don't need game key cards, everything like that. It makes me sad. It's the end of an era, but I can bitch or I can play games.
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of the storage.
Or you can bitch and play video games, which is what I do.
I mean, that is true. Are you a true gamer if you're not also bitching all the time?
No, not even remotely, no. If you have nothing to complain about in the gaming industry, then I don't think you're a real gamer.
Oh. No. I don't know. I still don't know. Biggest issue with the Switch 2 is storage.
Yeah, like it's like I was excited at first because I was like, oh, it has a little bit more storage. And then I was like, oh, not nearly enough more storage.
Yeah.
Never more enough storage. That's just not going to happen.
And the other reason, I think why it really makes me mad is like, fine. Like, I understand they're probably not going to put a lot of time and resources into putting a huge database. But like, the card that they're using, you can't even find large versions of that card. They don't even exist yet. So you can't even get the extra storage, even if you wanted to spend money out of pocket.
Yeah, I think the biggest they have now is 1 terabyte, and those are expensive.
Yeah. Well, and if you can even find them available.
That blows.
Oh, man. Yeah, it sucks. It fucking sucks.
But luckily, the cloud works so well. That's the future.
There's a SanDisk Extreme micro SD. I don't know if that counts as Express, though. I don't think it does.
Just write the word Express
for 2 terabyte.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I don't even think that would work. Yeah, $50 for 128. Get out of here. Get out of here.
$70 for a 256 gig card.
God damn.
$70.
What?
That is bonkers. That is bonkers.
Insane in the
Xbox
membrane.
expansion cards are a better deal than micro SD Express cards.
That's a big
sad.
oof. Extremely.
Shit. Ryan, any news you want to talk about?
Nah, that's about it. I don't.
Nah.
Yeah, that's it. Whatever. Most of the news I'll care about will probably start here in about 3 weeks when all the announcement events. It's not even E3 anymore. I don't even know what to call it. I refuse to just call it Summer of Gaming. But basically all of that.
Summer Game Fest.
Yeah. We'll have news soon that I care about. Right now, it's kind of a holding period for my particular interests.
So, what are you looking forward to game-wise? What are you going to pick up this year?
And why is it Onimusha?
Because you keep threatening to kidnap my child if I don't.
I'm glad you're taking those threats serious.
I know. If there's one thing I know about you, Aki, is that you have a lot of time on your hands, so I'm not going to risk it.
An exorbitant amount.
Yeah, and your spite knows no limits, so I'm not going to risk it.
Because there is no limit.
Let me see. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm pumped about. I feel that, like, in my brain, most of what I'm pumped about hasn't been announced yet, if that makes sense.
That's because there's not going to be a lot of solitaire games, my dude. You're just gonna have to get over it. Jesus.
There should be.
I don't know about that, but
Why isn't there more with nudity?
You know what? I can get behind that idea.
Hardcore nudity is what I want.
I want solitaire where they're hanging down.
Yeah, I want Danglepeens all over the place. That's what I'm about.
Ooh.
Danglepeens.
Danglepeens. That's.
Can we call the episode that?
Danglepeens.
Jeez.
I guess.
I don't think I'll get it. I don't think I'll get it day one. I actually kind of like how Donkey Kong Bonanza looks. I'll probably not get it for $70, but
as you shouldn't.
I kind of just like. I like a game where you can just destroy shit.
I like a game that's reasonably priced.
Well, yeah. Luckily, Nintendo is known for dropping their prices on sales almost immediately.
Oh, yeah,
Their games are so cheap.
So that's nice. Yeah, I don't know. There's just not a ton that I feel I'm like super pumped about right this second, to be honest.
Who's excited for Cookie Clicker coming to Xbox?
I did my my brother
Actually,
yelled at me.
Interesting.
I put a couple, and again, a lot of this was idling, but I put a good 2,000 hours into that on Steam to finish it.
I'm actually playing the web-based version right now.
Nice. Yeah,
I've been playing it for like the last 3 months.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones of those type of games.
You know, it's going to be really useful for all the Twitch streamers who don't want to actually be there doing anything, but still want to make revenue from ads, you know? So, hey, it's all good, I guess.
Fuck, I should do that. I'll just stream Cookie Clicker 24/7 and have maximum ads running.
You're here for all that hot cookie clicking.
You say that, but there are people who do that and they do make money.
I know they do.
So,
yeah.
all you have to do is buy a couple game codes and be like, yeah, when you spend 5 months here, 24 hours a day, every single day for 5 months, maybe you can get one of these, $20 games. So, yeah, go for it. You can't lose any more of my respect, so go for it.
That's true.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of it for what I'm pumped about. Oh, I guess there's no official release date for it, but Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake.
Oh yeah,
those do look nice.
Yeah, that is the original Dragon Warrior is one of the games I've probably beaten the most in my lifetime.
Did you pick up 3 2D HD?
I did. I just haven't sat down and really done it yet. I've been spending too much time with Daisy Duck on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my!
Have you tried Claire Obscure yet?
I have not. I should. I've been traveling so much. I have a little bit of time off here, near the end of June. So I'm hoping I get to sit down and actually dive into some things.
Just be prepared to cry like a little bitch. For an hour.
Not everyone's like you, Aki.
Oh, bullshit.
Everyone
cries at that game. Fuck off.
We don't all cry during Kulebra.
I have been crying during Dreamland Solitaire, so it's...
See, I told you.
It's possible.
Beautiful.
No, it's probably some really ugly crying, but sure.
Oh, it's loud and unnatural. It's I don't have
everything about you though.
Yeah, I don't have asthma, but you wouldn't know that based on my crying.
Ryan, how are you doing?
God. Oh, God. That's basically it. But where it gets really confusing is that's how I also make love.
Nice.
I knew that was going to be said, and I still wasn't prepared for it. God damn it.
Yeah, how do you think I became Crip Daddy? That's all I'm saying.
Oh, shit. On that note, Ryan, we're going to let you get going. We're going to move on to reviews. We got some to knock out tonight. Always a pleasure having you on. You got to come back sooner.
I will, yeah. I've just been traveling so much. It got wild, and But yeah, I will not be as long of a stranger. I know that that Jacob needs to hear about the butt stuff. I need to hear about his butt
I
stuff.
also like it when Ryan does the stranger to me.
Well, in all fairness, it's like a bird's doing it with my strong eagle-like talons.
That is horrifying.
You're welcome. But yeah, cripplethreat.com is the website.
Never come so much.
Yeah. Oh, gross. Now you made it weird. Cripplethreat.com for like my tour dates and all that kind of stuff. I have a little run. While we were talking, I need to get it confirmed. I might be in Tulsa, Oklahoma next weekend for my birthday.
Ooh.
So that'll be fun.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, they're paying me, so that always helps. Then in June, I'm doing a little run of Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, Indianapolis, Nashville, Chattanooga, and Panama City. Those tickets are available on my website, cripplethreat.com, and then cripplethreat8 on all the social medias. Follow me on there and watch my special. It's been out for a couple of years, but I still like getting money for it. So please go watch it.
Very good. Ryan, we love having you on.
I don't know about that. But
have some safe travels with your shows coming up. Book something in Pennsylvania soon.
Back to me, Ryan.
Come to me. Nestle in my bosom.
Rest your head upon my heaving bosom, Ryan.
Consider it done.
I've never thought of vomiting at the talk of boobs before. Thank you for a new experience, I guess. Ugh.
All right. On that note, I'm about to go masturbate so hard that my penis rips off. So,
God, nice.
Yes. All right. I'll see y'all later.
Take it easy, Ryan.
Bye.
All right. Y'all ready for reviews?
Sure. Let's do this.
Cool. First game to talk about tonight is Revenge of the Savage Planet, developed and published by Raccoon Logic Studios. Released May 8th on Series X and S, PS5, and PC. $39.99. In a future knocked off its axis by corporate greed and stupidity, you've been made redundant and abandoned on the far edge of space with little gear and no safety net. You must explore every nook and cranny, collect dozens of upgrades, and turn over every mysterious alien rock if you want to get revenge on your former employer and return to Earth. Aki and Bri, both you played this. Aki, start us off. What is Revenge of the Savage Planet?
What they don't know is I always check every nook and cranny very thoroughly. So yeah, in this, you play as just some schmuck. You were an employee of one business, and they were bought out, and you were shot into space unceremoniously because corporations are dickheads, in case anyone hasn't figured that out from the entire conversation we had earlier.
Oh god, your fan's on, isn't it?
Oh shit, it is. Want me to turn it off real quick?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Alright, I'll be right back.
Squeaking.
Yeah, I really need to realign them fucking blades.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
Do.
See, I was going to say, so as Aki was saying, in the sequel, you're dealing with a new company, Alta Interglobal, that bought out Kindred Aerospace, and they're working on the colonization of space, and you're their first settler scientists for the new planet. But your ship crash landed and broke apart, and all your tools are scattered and broken, and you got to survive. Crafting what you need out of the basic elements of things that you kill or break apart. I'll hand it back to
Okay. So yeah, you got into this planet, all your shit's gone, and thankfully you still have your little robot friend, and they allow you to scan things so you can fill out a little species inventory.
The Kindex, yeah.
Yeah, and basically it tells you different tech, plants, animals, and resources that you can pick up in the world, and gives you some hints on maybe where to find them via pictures and some other shit like that. Not that you'll need them at that point, because you've already scanned them. You know where they are. And you're told, hey, go find your shit, my dude. Yeah, you kind of need your shit. So you run off, and you start murdering little innocent creatures to get their essence, basically, so you can craft upgrades because, murder is fun, I guess. That is all this game has taught me. Murder is fun. Video games are great. And yeah, you very quickly find the settlement that you were supposed to be going to in the first place, and you activate things, and you're given a whole shit ton of different things that you're told, hey, you should probably go do this. So you set off to find more upgrades so you can do more shit and kill more things, because killing is fun. So
then you find out you've been fired, which that's fun. Congratulations, you're on your own.
Matter of fact, you were fired while you were in cryo sleep, being jettisoned to this place, no less. Man, companies are assholes.
But don't worry, the fourth best interstellar space exploration company isn't done just yet, though Martin Tweed might need some motivation. For those of you who played the first game, you know what I'm talking about. Martin Tweed, he's the head of Kindred Aerospace. Quite funny.
I'm glad that he was in the first game. He was funnier than shit. So yeah, obviously I haven't played the first game, so Bri's gonna talk about the similarities between the two. But yeah, most of this game is running around scanning things and killing the local wildlife so you can upgrade your suit and all the gear within, so that you can eventually find your way to different planets. There ends up being the planet that you're stuck on, obviously, and then 3 other main planets that you go to, each one with their own biosphere and upgrades that you can find. Some of the upgrades are found by capturing the animals and scanning them, doing research on them, that your robot is very excessively excited to do, because she wants to take these things apart, because she's not a sadist at all.
You can actually make her a male voice if you choose.
Who would do that, though?
I don't know.
She has a nice voice, and the guy voice is just okay.
Yeah. Just a note.
Fair. You also can determine how much conversation you want to have with the robot. You can make them completely shut up, which the game outright tells you don't do this, because that little robot actually does give you a bunch of important information throughout the game about the game, so you kind of actually do need that on. But there's having them talk a little bit, which should still cover all the stuff that you actually have to hear, and then there's talking a lot, and then there's shutting the fuck up completely. It starts with, never shutting the fuck up, which is where you should keep it, because they're amusing. And yeah, every time you die, you get brought back from a Meat Boy scanner thingy. I don't remember exactly what it was called. And it just reconstitutes you. And every time it does, there's a animation for you going out, but it's not always the same animation. So it can be kind of funny. Sometimes your character starts to walk out and the door slams shut on their head. Sometimes they get reconstituted as an animal instead of themselves and stuff. It's really funny. I like them. In your home base, you will be able to do some upgrades. They're not particularly important. There's some achievements tied to it and one side quest tied to it, but it doesn't actually do anything in game. But around, you'll find Alta Buck caches around that you can interact with that give you a shit ton of money every time, and you use that to buy the obscenely overpriced stuff for the house, just to make it a little bit more your own. Other than that, you're going out and doing a lot of platforming. This ends up being treated a lot like a Metroidvania game, because you do have to go to different planets and get different upgrades, so you can go back to prior planets to figure your way around. There's things like gas masks, extra boosting jumps, things like that, just to help you move around a lot more. Almost every ability that you end up getting for your suit is more, not really so much for combat, but significantly more for just doing platforming and getting places you couldn't get before. You have a nice little grappling hook that helps you get around and stuff. Bri, do you have anything yet you want to talk about?
I mean, I have a lot of notes on a lot of the same things you're talking about. There are some similar things to the first game. There's loads of new features too. Like when you die, you're reprinted. You have to go back and find your stuff like before. Now you can dive and swim in water. I got an early upgrade to nullify fall damage. That was a happy thing for me. The decorating your habitat is new. Also, it's third person now. It was first person in the first game, so that was different. The proton whip was pretty cool. That you can capture animals and you put them in a little zoo. That was a new thing. But you can still zoom around the alien landscape with your grapple hook and your trusty jetpack. That was good.
There are multiple little petting zoos, and that's what they are. They are petting zoos. You can go in and pet any of the creatures that you pick up. There's one for each biome, so good fun. You end up with 4 of them. It's great.
I would also say I love Journey to the Savage Planet and fully intend to go back and finish the Employee of the Month stack. Hopefully with Aki, we're going to get some done this weekend. And it too is available on Game Pass. And this game is designed for co-op, whether it's couch or online. But you can play it solo too, obviously. It also has crossplay if you link your Epic Games account.
No, I didn't know. I knew it had crossplay. I didn't know you had to link your Epic Games account. I didn't know how that worked. Interesting.
Yeah, and there are 3 main story threads that'll give you they'll give you endings, and then to get the real ending of the game, you want to follow all 3 of the main threads. The main story is around 15 hours of play, with 100% completion taking like 20 to 30 hours.
I spent 31 hours in the game.
Yeah. They sent us a reviewer's guide, and it was treated with the same humor you'll find in the game. It included a very brief bit about one of their 30-person team in a furry raccoon suit. So this is a very small team, and I loved it. When Aki and I did try out the online co-op, you get to choose who starts it, and their save file, like you use their save file, or you can start a new one to play together so that you're on the same page, or you can just jump into the other person's save and help them out in their world. So it's easy to hop in and out, at least on Xbox, which is where we tried it. I didn't try the crossplay or the split screen.
You do unlock achievements too if you do that.
Oh yeah, I did pop some achievements going into Aki's world, which was interesting. And we got the digital Hoarders edition, which comes with a digital art book and soundtrack, as well as some outfits for your character, like the Trash Panda outfit.
I used its gloves for a while. You get to customize your outfit, because you have 4 parts. You have the helmet, the main body, gloves, and boots, and you can mix and match them from different types of suits. You also have different color groupings that you can find throughout the game. Catching monsters and scanning them will give you some, and I think you find some through other means as well throughout the game. And you just go in to your dressing room basically, and you can change the color of any individual part to any of the different ones you've found so far. It is really fun. I never wore an entire one single type of suit after I found the wardrobe ever.
And the game is full of crude comedy, and I think that's some of the best parts of the game. The credits song is hilarious. It's about taking a crap at work, and I'll let you listen to the rest of it because it goes off the rails fast. It's called Taking a Dump on Company Time.
It's the best 45 minutes you'll ever spend.
Yeah. Speaking of the credits, there is a dedication for the actor Adrian Burhoff, who played the head of Kindred, Martin Tweed. Looks like there was some voice work done for his character in the credits, so he likely didn't finish his work for the game. So that's a bummer. But I thought that was worth mentioning. Yeah.
Because his character was pretty funny.
Absolutely.
There are live action.
Love him in the first game.
Yeah, there are live action cutscenes in this game. Not for your character, but for like commercials and stuff where people are either it's a literal commercial or they're talking at you. Yeah. And every time he showed up, it was fucking hilarious. because he was unhinged as shit.
You're gonna love the first game with all of his stuff. So yeah, look forward to that.
Excited.
Yeah. But yeah, I had a great time with the game.
All right. Well, it seems you two enjoyed it. It's a $40 game. Need a verdict.
Buy it.
100% buy it. I say buy it to such a degree that I've already I 100%ed this before I even played co-op with Bri.
Yep.
Nice.
And she didn't even play the first game, and it was still enjoyable. So that says something as well. You don't even need to play the first game, although it's a really good game. And you should totally check that out too if you haven't.
I'm so excited to play the first one thanks to this. So extremely excited.
All right, let's move on. Next game to talk about is Oppidum, developed and published by EP Games, released April 23rd on Xbox One, Series X and S, PS4, PS5, and PC for $29.99. Oppidum is a survival adventure driven by its story for 1 to 4 players. The fate of a marvelous world depends on you. Will you live up to the challenge? Explore the land of Insul, discover every resource it has to offer, collect it to craft your equipment in classic survival crafting fashion. Bri, what is Oppidum?
So Oppidum, which is the name of the main city in our magical world, is a 1 to 4 player open world narrative adventure game with survival crafting, base building, exploration, fighting, farming, fishing, and probably more I didn't think of to mention. Included alongside all that is a story and quests that help you get some context and motivation in the land of Insul that is suffering from corruption and needs your help. There is a bit of initial setup. You change the amount of help you receive on the quest tracking system, full, extended main quest, or no help at all. I left it on full so I wouldn't miss anything. It allows you to turn your helmet off so that you can, like in RPGs, like when you're in safe areas, you don't have to like see your helmet. You can just see your head and your character the way you designed it. It offers some accessibility for motion sickness. You can turn off the camera shake. You can switch between free and locked camera and battle target modes. Controls are remappable. This game really wants you to be comfortable playing it, and it was mindful about accessibility right up front. When you start your new game, you get to roll random name for your realm. You choose shared or private modes. There are 4 different difficulty levels: relaxed, where you can't die; smooth, with an easier experience; as designed, with a fair challenge; and hardcore, where hit point regen is disabled and you need to eat to keep your health up, and the enemies are tougher. So you can also customize your difficulty settings. You choose what's best for you. I went with pretty easy. I don't remember if I did relaxed or smooth, but I went with fairly easy because I wasn't sure how this was going to hit. There's a decent character creation with hair, face, physique, and voice. You can use your gamer tag or randomize a name, but you can't type a new one, just like the realm name. I would guess that's to keep profane names from being used in multiplayer.
Hockey.
No comments.
But yeah, the story is that Insul is in danger, and a portal beacon was sent out to find a hero and summons you from your scout camp to their fantasy world. We meet a cute cat creature named Kay, who helps us learn the ropes of base building camp, introducing us to the neighbors whose trust we need to gain in order to navigate and get resources. We spend a lot of time running back and forth, doing errands to gain favor with the NPCs, getting the materials, building things in our base to prove we can be trusted by the blacksmith, etc. Let's talk about some of the systems and stations. In order to build or upgrade structures, build your base, and so on, you need supplies, much of which can be collected, but some need to be refined. So you have your basic workshop and campfire to build from, and then you can do farming, which can be done to feed yourself or trade with NPCs for other goods. You can keep animals for the same reasons. In addition to collecting like eggs and milk, you'll have to feed and care for your animals. You can also farm sheep for wool and pigs for manure you can use for crafting and trading. There's cooking, which allows you to take ingredients and make food for different buffs. And you learn different recipes as you gain trust with the other cat people in the world. There's leather working that allows you to make leather and cloth. Woodworking, you get a small lumber mill that gives you planks and boards for making structures. There's a forge that gives you access to stone blocks and smelting ingots for other metal work. And then there's an enchantment desk to upgrade weapons. So there's a lot of systems going on in there for crafting, if you like that. There's also combat. So there's the survival element to this, besides the crafting. Combat's pretty simple. You do need to upgrade weapons and armor. You can run into areas with enemies above your level. You have shield and a weapon. You can block attacks with your shield, but it will take damage and need to be replaced or repaired. You can dodge roll, which is what I recommend for most combat. There are boss fights with AoE attacks, and after you win, there are altars you can make offerings to, like resource items that will unlock inventory space and other things for you.
I have a question.
Okay.
You mentioned that there are areas with enemies that are a higher level. Is this one of those games where you go into that area, you're just fucking dead? Or is that a place where you're actually able to fight and eventually kill these things if you're good enough?
It depends on the difficulty level you're on. I watched some other gameplay with people on normal difficulty, and it was like, oh, they're going to get wiped out, and they're not going to be able to do a lot of damage. On easy level, you can go in, realize that you're not doing any damage, and not die from it, and back out, and they will not aggro and chase you all over. So
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of options to make you comfortable in this game. You know, whatever your play style is, or whatever level of chill you're looking for. Like, I would say this is one of the coziest survival crafting I've seen in a while. When you're playing on an easier level. And the rest of what I have here is like random notes. So like at least on easy levels, you can't die from starvation, but eating will still give you buffs. There are horses and teleportation scrolls to help you get around the world. Talking to all the NPCs, you can trade with them and do quests that can help progress the story or give you things like blueprints for your crafting stations. Resources in the world, like stone and trees, do replenish over time. Oh, one nice thing. You don't have to have all the items in your backpack to craft from. It'll pull from your bank if you have the available resources. So while you're in your little town, if you need, 10 sticks and you only have 5 in your backpack, but you have like 20 in your bank, it'll automatically pull that at the crafting station, which is really nice.
I love when things do that. Does it pull all the stuff you have in your inventory first, or does it just take wherever has the max amount of stuff that you need?
I'm not really sure. I think it just takes stuff. I'm not sure if it takes it out of your backpack first or not, but I thought that was a good addition. Items are pretty durable, at least on lower level difficulty. You can repair stuff using resources instead of having to craft or full craft a bunch, which is nice. The game is good at making you feel like you're always making progress on something. Inventory management is rough early on. There's a lot of back and forth. You only have limited space. You really have to only take what you need for quests. You get a blueprint that does allow you to build a bank, which helps. I didn't like that. Skip that. There are teleport scrolls for fast travel, I think I already mentioned, but the map isn't really huge for the island. There is a map later on that I think I saw in someone's video. But the game needed a better map for the island. It was rough to navigate early on.
Oof, big oof.
Yeah, but it's not a huge world. That you do get to know it pretty easily after a while. And you get to like unlock areas once you get crafting where you can build bridges and things back. Makes it a lot easier to navigate. The game does autosave. You have tools that you equip, like a scythe to cut crops, a bucket to harvest milk, shears to cut wool, and so on. There is a day-night cycle. Some enemies will only come out at night. You can sleep in your tent at camp if you want to bypass the night. People in towns will go to sleep at night and will not be available for you to complete quests, so that sometimes is tedious.
Can you steal things in the game?
Not really.
Oh
No.
I wanted to Skyrim my way into their house and take all their stuff, though.
Yeah. You can't even really go into houses. You just kind of like go into town and talk to them in their station out front.
That's a shame.
I'd say depending on whether you're playing alone or with friends, you might find this around like 50 to 70 hours to complete.
Oh wow.
That's my guess. But yeah, I went into this game hoping it was going to be kind of like Grounded, because I'm really picky about my survival crafting games. And the video and images made me feel like there might have some similar qualities that I would enjoy. It didn't have the same magic for me. The story was a little weak. The base building was basic and not as much about survival as it was about satisfying the quests. The cat creatures were cute, though. So yeah, I had an okay time.
Can you pet the cat creatures?
You cannot pet the cat creatures. They're just like people. That would be rude.
So to deny it.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about it. It's $30. Oppidum. Give us your thoughts.
The game seemed fine. I guess it just didn't meet my personal criteria for fun and survival crafting. The price is good if you like these sorts of games. I would give it a try it for me personally, though. I think that there are other people who really like the more cozy crafting side of a survival game are going to really love this one, as opposed to someone who, say, enjoys Rust. But for those people who are looking for more of that kind of cozy crafting survival, I could say that this is a buy it. It just didn't hit for me as much as I wanted it to.
If nothing else, it has a really fun to say name.
It does, and I actually had a really big struggle saying that in the first place. We're like Oppidum, I couldn't.
Oppidum, but there's no I after the D.
Exactly, yeah, but it's Oppidum as far as anybody else I've heard say it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds right. Why didn't I think of that?
Nice.
So opium for $30 is worth it.
I would say it's worth it for those of you who really enjoy like the more cozy crafting with sadder survival. I think people will enjoy it. It's a try it for me personally.
Gotcha. All right, next up, Empyreal, developed by Silent Games, published by Secret Mode, released May 8th on Series X and S, PS5, and PC for $29.99. Empyreal is a complex, challenging, feature-rich action RPG. A far-flung corner of the galaxy, an expedition arrives on Hitherto on a hitherto unexplored planet. Wow, that is a word. To find a colossal monolith built by a lost civilization. Aki, what's Empyreal?
Okay, so these people have gone to this place to research this giant fuck-off sized monolith. Like, it is multiple stories tall and wide and deep. It is gigantic. And what's inside is even larger because they really like Doctor Who. And, your reinforcements, basically, because they did a fucked up and got a lot of people killed on their team. So, your reinforcements. And by your reinforcements, I mean you're a single person because this company is a bunch of jackasses, apparently. Here's your resource. Here's all of the new people you have. One person. Have fun. You get there as somebody working for the company, which seems to be, a mercenary group of some sort that has some political problems, we'll say, that they've had in the past. And you're there to help them research this place because you just are. You end up going into this place and getting teleported to different areas within, and you end up fighting these old machines that will beat the ever-living fuck out of you. So, yay! And you have start off with a handful of different weapons. You have skills for all of them, and there's a shield and mace. There's a spear, which is the correct answer. There's a big fuck-off Gatling gun, which is also the answer. And I feel like there's one more, but I can't remember it. I basically stuck with the spear the entire time because I really liked the spear. Each weapon that you have is for completely different things. Like the spear is really good for long distance attacks to jump right into the enemy and just start wailing on them. It's also really good for like groups of enemies. The Gatling gun is obviously for long range and long range only, and the short and mace, or the shield and mace, is for mostly single target stuff. Sadly, it doesn't. I don't think you're able at all to switch weapons in the middle of combat, which is something that I believe they actually showed that in the demo for the game, that it appears they took out. So that's a shame, because you can't switch between the different styles to fight different enemies. The enemies are all randomized, so is the layout of parts of the floor, because after you go through just the very first area, you unlock these orbs, basically. You get a handful of them at a time, you take them to one of the research people, and you pay them money. Everything revolves around money here. So they basically unlock it to where now you can go to this place. However, it only has so many uses. This game is a roguelite, and so you go to this area, you'll get maybe another 5 or 6 different orbs that all go to different areas, and they can only be used like 2 or 3, 4 times, something like that each. If you actually unlock them, that's when their countdown starts. However, if you unlock one at a time, the others don't disappear because you haven't activated them yet. That is something I learned. Keep that in mind, people. It makes your life better. When you go into any of these areas, you actually get to select any of the areas that you have unlocked, or that first starting area again, just in case you fuck up and you lose all your stuff, so you can find some more again. And when you go into these, it tells you what kind of gear you get, what the boss is going to be like, what kind of enemies are going to be in the level, so you can figure out how to gear up. Because some areas it's going to be like, oh, these enemies are going to be dealing ice damage. If you're kitted to do ice damage, guess what? You're fucked. You're not going to be doing any damage to these people because they're already doing ice, which means they're not going to be hurt by you. So you see that, okay, let's go change my gear before I accept this real quick. And then you can go in and kick the shit out of them. There is a rating for each one of them, going from very easy to impossible. Guess what? If it's impossible, it means they're ice, you're doing ice, you've gone and fucked up. There is an achievement for beating one of those, though, and I did get it, and it is a bitch. You can stagger enemies by doing enough damage to them to fill up the stagger bar. When they're staggered, you can go in and do a quick, really damaging attack. For smaller enemies, usually it just outright kills them when you do that. For larger enemies, it takes off a big chunk of their health bar, which is fucking awesome. And yeah, at the end of every level, before you can go back home, you have to fight a boss. And if you fail to beat the boss, you do get revived. You have a certain amount of revives that you start the area with, and you can find more if you're collecting everything and killing all the enemies in there. You will collect a handful more. I think the highest I've ever seen was you're able to get 4 extra. Usually it's like 2 or 3. And so you respawn, but once you run out of those, you get kicked the fuck out. Thankfully, you do not lose everything you picked up from in there. That was something I was really worried about at the start of the game. But thankfully, as I learned from fighting a boss that really kicked the shit out of me, that hey, you get kicked out, you still have all of the gear that you found, all of the orbs that you found, all the different upgrade chunks that you found. It's great. However, for weapons, much like those orbs that let you teleport to different areas, you have to get every single piece identified to know what its abilities are. You cannot sell it, and you cannot equip it until you've paid that fine, basically, for finding gear that wasn't your starting gear. They all have random stats. There's different color coordinations for like, oh, this is a basic piece of shit, to all the way up to this is a legendary piece of gear, which is also sometimes shit because all the stats are randomized. So you might have good base stats, but all the skills that they're using are trash, Or it might have really good skills and you have absolutely no shield, and it's like, I'm never going to use this because there's no shield. Because in this game, you do not have a health bar. You have a shield bar. If that shield bar goes away, an enemy just kills you because you've gone and fucked up. Because guess what? People die when they are killed. It happens, and when an enemy runs you through with a sword or shoots you with a cannon, if you don't have a shield, you're kind of fucked. It's just great fun, yo. So yeah, you end up, having to deal with that. So you have to constantly get gear that has high shields or gives you some sort of barrier, which is an extra shield on top of your shield. There's also different grenades and stuff that you can pick up in levels, and those stay with you. You can store them and pick out whatever ones you want to have equipped at the beginning if you want to have any of them equipped. I usually don't bother equipping any because you get so many in every level that you only have so much space, and then you can't pick up anymore because you have to actually exit the level in order to store anything. So it's not like, oh, I can't have this in my inventory, so it just goes to my storage unit. No, it's just left, sadly. There are obviously, just like the gear, all of these items also have tiers. They do more damage or give you more shields, more barrier, more what have you, the higher tier it is. There is a shop in the game that you can go into where you can buy some gear. There's two of them. One has just random stuff in it, and as you go further through the game, it has more stuff put in it. It always has a handful of things, like it always has some base level common gear that you can buy. Again, you still have to go and get it identified, which is irritating, but whatever. But then there's another store that always has basically the same stuff in it, but it's a wide variety of stuff. It has upgrade materials, it has explosives out the ass, it has other different things like that in it that you can buy. Honestly, I don't really use either shops all that much unless it's to buy an upgrade item every now and then. They are kind of expensive, but once you've really started playing the game and you understand what you're doing, you get money extremely quickly. Because you learn, oh, hey, I don't need any of this gear clearly, so let's not bother saving it, just sell it all. It's a fire sale, get rid of all this shit. So yeah, it's really nice like that. The enemies are plentiful. There's, standard, just I'm going to stab you enemies. There's assassin types that will go invisible and try to get behind you and do a bunch of real quick stabs to completely obliterate your health and kill you instantaneously because they're little bastards. There's giant enemies that sometimes even have giant enemies that shoot giant orbs at you that are just these gigantic fucking things that you have to dodge away from that will sit there and stay in the area for a while and do damage over time that are horrific. I've come across probably 10, 15 different type of enemies, and I have no idea how far into the game I am because there's no real chapters or anything. It's just, oh, you've unlocked some new orbs that have unlocked another new place in this area, so let's go to it. You might get like 5 orbs that bring you to that same place where you can find different stuff each time. And occasionally you might find something in it that will further the story. Like, for instance, I had a side quest where I was supposed to find the bodies of some of their dead prior members, which is why they needed reinforcements, obviously. And I had gone into that area like probably a dozen times before, and at random, just the body was there in one of them, and I was able to move forward in that side quest. I believe you also help other people playing the game through 2 different means. Occasionally you will find an outline of a character that's just sitting there, they are glowing blue and are semi-transparent, and if you walk up and interact with them, you can give them 1 or 3, or you can deny it, of your revives to them so they can continue fighting, which is really cool. No one's ever done it for me, but I've done it for a lot of people because I don't really need them anymore. And then at the very end, after you beat the boss, but before you actually exit the level, there's a little rift that you can give an item to, and it just picks a random one out of your inventory, out of the stuff that you found in that level. And I believe that is sent to just a random person when they get past the boss. Occasionally you might find a weapon just sitting next to the rift. I've found one once. And I believe that's what happens if you're putting stuff into the rift. A random player might get the item, which is really interesting because it's not playing favoritism. You can send things to specific players, though, with some sort of messaging system. I'm not sure how that shit works, to be honest. And, yeah, there is apparently a way to solve every quest in the game 2 different ways. That I assume probably affects the ending in some way. I'm not sure how, because again, most of this game is roguelite. I don't know how to continue the story in any actual way. I just keep playing levels until it furthers itself. So yeah. Any questions for me?
Not really. It's $30. Give me a verdict.
I'm very for this. I thought it was a very fun game. I am kind of sad that you can't switch weapons and stuff in the middle of a level, but otherwise I think it's pretty fun. I really enjoy it.
Well, any other comments?
It is almost Souls-like. It's not quite as hard as most of them, but the boss combat can be very much like that. So be prepared if you're not good with Souls-like games at all. This might be a little difficult for you, but you can probably still power through it.
All right, moving on. Next game to talk about is Sir Whoopass, developed by Atomic Elbow, published by Atomic Elbow, and Aurora Punks, released May 9th. Xbox One, Series X and S, PS4, PS5, $17.99. Many are the tales of heroism and grandeur, of saving the princess and being rewarded her hand, half the kingdom in marriage. Is not one of them. You are Sir Whoopass, a valiant knight with a heart of gold, and also the accidental architect of absolute anarchy and chaos in a once perfect world. Jacob, what is Sir Whoopass?
So Sir Whoopass is a action RPG, very much in the vein of like the first Fable. So imagine Fable, but it's got the crude humor of like the first Borderlands game, and you end up having this irreverent love letter to the genre, while at the same time, all it does is just constantly make fun of not only the genre, but the story at hand. Pretty much everyone is on the table for who they can make fun of.
Make fun of you all the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, so does the narrator, but, you know, I don't know. But anyway, so you start off as this, like, nameless schlub who has to go through this dungeon, and the game teaches you how to do certain stuff. Now, I will warn you, the camera is a bit wonky at times, but, you know, we can write that off as, like, the old school charm to the game, and the narrator is constantly, narrating everything that you do, and making it so not only is it detailing what you're doing, but what everyone else is doing in the castle. And along the way, you learn, you know, this is the stuff that you can arm yourself to add to your inventory. These are weapons that you can use, and you can choose like what kind of weapons you want. And you also have to learn how to replenish your health, which is done by eating gnomes. So throughout the levels, you're going to find
gnomes.
Yeah.
I love it.
So throughout the levels, you're going to find these like little gnomes in cages. And at first I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is going to be like BioShock with the little sisters, and, you know, I just have to free all the gnomes and I'll get the really good ending. And the game's just like, no, you really need to be eating these things. And so you have to free it and then run after it, grab it, and then eat it. And all of this is done with like bone crunching like sounds and like so
what was that noise again?
I know, I'm sure you just made a recording of it, or you're gonna record
Funny
it.
Funny thing
later.
is, I didn't hear anything. I think because it's peaking the microphone.
High-pitched.
Oh, it's high pitched. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so they scream in high pitched voices as you bite their heads off, and yeah, you just have to make it through all the different areas, learn how to kick ass, and try not to die. And if you do die, well, I guess we're going to be picking up this story again. But then when you finally do escape, you end up in the middle of a boss battle, and you end up killing all the heroes, the actual heroes of this story. And then you have to go kill the boss that they were trying to kill. And now you have to restore whatever semblance of order there was in the kingdom, thanks to a vengeful hero ghost who is now going to be your guide and explaining to you how to get things done. The quests are varied, like the humor, like the writing is great. There's tons of characters, there's tons of loot to be found all over the place. And so you can really, it's like a regular action RPG, as in like you can make like your own build and decide how you want to go about getting stuff done. But yeah, it's, for like, it's not, we're not talking like Skyrim level graphics here. It's very much firmly rooted into like a, Skyrim was released around that time, but not that
Skyrim was a 360 game.
Right. But it's very much like along those lines of like graphics type for this stuff. It would have felt very at home on the 360, to put it that way. But yeah, it's just your like, it's a lot of like looting, a lot of killing, and if you're actually paying attention to what's going on and reading all the documents that you find, you're going to be doing a lot of belly laughing too. I really enjoyed it. The controls are a little wonky, and so is the camera. But if it's not a deny it from me. It just takes some getting used to. But it's definitely it's easily something that you can look past to find the great game that's underneath here. This is a lot of fun, and yeah, like it's so far it's one of my favorites of the of quarter two.
Oh, well, it is an $18 game. What do you think of that?
Absolutely. Like, this is easily like some of the best $20 you'll ever spend on a video game. Like, do it. Buy it.
Very cool. And if you're bored and have a few extra bucks, there's a skin pack, Threads of Mass Whoopery skin pack, available for $3. Get some outfits.
Ooh.
Like Donatello and Shkek. Next game to talk about, Clash Robot Detective, developed by Alyssa Genereau. Hopefully I said that right. Published by Penguin Pop Games. Released May 6th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5, $5.99. Relaxing time on a high-tech cruise ship turns into a mystery for the ages. Robot staff on board the Violet Skies have been getting hacked and turning violent by a mysterious third party. You are hired by Clash, a sentient robotic police assistant turned investigator, find whoever is responsible before it's too late. Bri and Jacob, both of you played this. Bri, start us off. What's Clash Robot Detective?
So this is a visual novel where the art is modified stock footage or other static photos with a comic book filter over top to give it a grainy effect. If I were ever to make a visual novel, that's exactly what I would do. And I do actually have an idea for a visual novel. I could probably write the whole thing up in a week or so. I just got to learn the software. Anyway.
All right, Penguin Pop. Got an idea. Let's do this shit.
Yep. All right. The story follows Clash, the robot detective, and you, who gets manipulated into being a human assistant. You're on the ship, the Violet Skies. Violet. I said Violet, right? Anyway,
Yeah,
a cruise ship staffed by robots You're on vacation when one of the robots gets hacked and attacks the guests. Turns out Clash was already on the case of a bigger mystery involving a rogue AI and a mystery ship hunting humans. So he's there at just the right time. Robots in this world have things like TVs and giant camera lenses for heads, with normal-looking bodies and synthetic skin with skeletal robot-y hands. As part of this sci-fi noir game, we'll have to interrogate suspects, impress other people and robots for information. You have dialogue options along with different paths with certain qualities to them. So you can show compassion or be indifferent. You can play good cop versus bad cop. And in general, you can be friendly or hostile towards the people you interact with. And all of this causes little changes in your story run. One run I did the other night, I decided to just be an asshole to everybody and went indifferent, bad cop, hostile, and ended up punching the good hacker in the face, which got me an achievement.
I did that too.
The dialogue is witty and fun. The characters are quirky. Clash was not so hard-boiled, but was more compassionate and hopeful of proving his sentience and gaining human rights. Your main suspects are a librarian, a hacker, a cop, a new hire on the ship staff, like a roboticist or something. And then there's the robot waiter, of course. And your choices change the ending in this whodunit. So if you stick with a path with a certain quality to it, you'll likely get one of the different endings. So there's some replayability. The music was... Yeah,
I was going to say, I mean, there's at least 5 different...
5 endings, yeah.
So...
Yeah. The music was really good for a visual novel. Had all the vibes of a good mystery novel with some added heartfelt drama music. Also, this is the complete edition because it comes with a bonus mystery that takes place after the main game called Steel Barista, where Clash hires you back as his assistant to solve a robot murder. It also comes with behind-the-scenes trivia, which is kind of like a goofy dev interview, and I really enjoyed it. Jacob, your thoughts?
Pretty much what you said. I mean, it's a rather low stakes visual novel in terms of, like, you know, I mean, yeah, you could go through a path, but it seems like all paths, like, I mean, like the game does not end early for you, as far as I could tell. No. I liked all the different characters. I wish that there was a little bit more to do, but I was honestly fine with the length of it. And I really liked the different characters that, you know, you get to play, or the main character that you're playing as, but also the different characters that you get to interview. And I really wanted to, like, go through this game multiple times, like, just to find out everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. So I really enjoyed it for what it is. And I mean, honestly, at $6 with the amount of replayability in it, like, that's nuts. Like,
yeah, it's a very good price.
Yeah, it really is. I really enjoyed this one. I recommend it.
Same.
All right. Well, it's $6. I know that's expensive.
But yeah, it's buy it.
It's not
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely buy it. Like, this is great. Awesome. I hope to see. I don't know if this person has made other visual novels before. I'm actually, like, going to quickly look that up right now. Crap, maybe not.
Proud of you.
Thank you. They also made a game called 1 for Yes, 0 for No. Wait a second. That was one of the books.
Yes, it was.
That's one of the books in the library.
Yep.
That's
funny. Cool.
A one-woman game development team from the Texas coast.
Well, I hope that she releases other stuff.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'll have to look up the other one on Steam.
Very cool.
Apparently, she's also a member of the Journal of Conceptual and Applied STEM Education. Interesting.
That means?
It looks like she's an actual, like, scientist and stuff. Or teacher. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I really hope that we get to see more.
All right, next up, Possum is Hungry, developed and published by Synnergy Circle Games, released May 13th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Windows Store for $4.99 each. Possum is Hungry is the third installment of the Is Hungry series. Play as a possum searching for food in the urban area. Use your quick movements, agile thinking to grab every edible food you can find. Can you help a woodland critter lost in the city in their quest for eating all they can see for the third time? Bri, tell us about it.
So yeah, this is the newest installment in the Is Hungry series. So far we've seen a red panda and a raccoon, and each game does something a little different. It isn't just a reskin. Possum collects fruit in the city just like Raccoon, but now there's a dash adding a new layer to the platforming. But like Red Panda, we are rewarded for how much food we eat, not types or levels, just quantity, meaning at current there's very little reason to explore all the levels. You can just replay the same level over and over and get your achievements.
I think Garner said he played level 3 just over and over.
Yeah, the platforming is easy enough. There are spikes and saw blades, jump pads, moving platforms that you'll need to move or dodge to get to your food, to keep your possum from being hungry. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell what layer you can jump on and what you can't. And then you'll fall into spikes and stuff, and that's unfun. But you do have 3 hearts, so you can take a little bit of damage before having to restart the level if you're clumsy. You have fun foods to collect, like different kinds of fruits, some bread, some meat on a bone. The user interface is a little problematic from a visual standpoint. On the end screen of each level, you'll have the option to go to next level, retry, or go to the main menu. But the highlight for each of those is really hard to see. Thankfully, it auto-selects next level, but going to the menu was a challenge. There are 25 levels to explore while you feed your possum, who is really cute, by the way. The music was a little repetitive.
How repetitive?
Pretty repetitive. It's the same song on every level over and over and over again.
How repetitive?
Very repetitive. It's the same song over and over and over again on every level.
How repetitive?
You released this game?
Synnergy Circle.
But it's a low price, so...
$5 your verdict?
All in all, it was a pleasant experience with a cute possum. I would have loved if it screeched at the end of every level in victory, but that's probably just a me thing.
That would have been fun.
While not just a reskin, this isn't like as exciting or novel a premise because it was like a combo of the last 2 games in the series, playstyle wise. I'm going to give it a try it for that reason. Like the price is good and the achievements are easy, but I didn't feel like there was a lot of reason to go through all the levels.
Makes sense. All right, we got one final game to talk about tonight called What Comes After, developed by Fahmitsu and Rolling Glory Jam, published by Flynn's Arcade, released May 8th on Xbox One, Series X and S for $7.99. Help Vivi finds herself through the journey that takes her to where people go after they died, to what comes after. Ride the train filled with the souls of the people, animals, and plants that are on their way to leave this world, and talk to them to learn about love, regrets, life, and death that haunt us every day until our time has come. All presented in a lighthearted way with a sprinkle of comedy and philosophy. Jacob, what's What Comes After?
What Comes After is a very simple, I guess you would just describe it as a side-scrolling visual novel, but you play as this woman named Vivi, who she's been having a rough life, and she catches the last train home, and she falls asleep on it. And when she wakes up, all of a sudden she realizes she's not, the train seems to be the same, but the passengers do not. And this time it's because the passengers all seem to be ghosts. And it turns out that you have somehow managed to walk the line between death and life. We're not sure what exactly happens to make this possible. The game kind of hints at some stuff, but never really does. But it never really tells you what is actually going on with that. And you're given a choice, you can either just hang out in your car for a bit, or you can go mingle with the ghosts and just talk to them and stuff. And you run into a whole lot of different types of people all from different walks of ages of life. And they're all just, some of them are making, like some of them are cool with the situation at hand. Other ones are like, oh, I regret not like, and also I should say that there is like a content warning on this, for mental health and, possible physical harm. It doesn't try to present anything as distressing, but some people might find certain stuff as distressing, so be forewarned on that. But yeah, as I said, you're talking to people from all different walks of life, all different ages, and some of them you're going to be able to help make peace with certain stuff. And also, there are animals on board, and plants, and mushrooms, and you get to talk to them all. And yeah, that is pretty much the game. The writing's funny, and heartfelt, and I did appreciate some of the philosophic nature of it. And it really is a plea to the player that, no matter what you're going through, life is worth living. And there is help if you're able to reach out for it. But it wants you to keep going, just like, you have Vivi keep going. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I hope other people check it out.
All right. Well, it's $8. Your thoughts?
Absolutely.
I'm a little jealous that you got a copy of it and I didn't. It sounds like it'd be a really, really good game for me, so I've got that on my wish list already. Yeah,
I would definitely recommend that you check it out, Bri. I don't know if it's by the same guy that did Coffee Talk or it's the same.
It is.
Okay. Yeah.
From the creator of Coffee Talk in collaboration with Rolling Glory Jam, the creator of Rage in Peace. So there you go.
Sounds good.
All right. That's it. We are finished. Thank you for hanging out and being here. Big thanks to everyone who came on this episode. Shout out to Galla Games, Kulebra, and the Souls of Limbo. Out, I think now, by the time this episode is out, it hits Game Pass, all that fun stuff. Yeah. Go check it out. Does anyone have any final words to wrap this up?
Taking a dump on the company dime. It's fine.
Indeed.
Yeah, I would expect Jacob to say that.
I was busy trying to burp and failing at it.